From Boise State Public Radio, this is The Connector. It's Idaho's Daily News. Good morning. I'm George Prentice. That high-profile abortion trial will resume at the Ada County Courthouse today. We have a pretty strong atmospheric river heading our way, and what to do about the congestion on State Street. It is Tuesday, the 19th of November, and here are today's stories. Media from across the country is back at the Ada County Courthouse today as a high-profile trial enters its second week, a trial where 4 women are challenging Idaho's near-total ban of abortions. The women each had been pregnant and had been hoping for a safe delivery, but serious health complications changed everything, and Idaho's lack of clarification in expectations put the women, they say, at high risk by having to travel out of state.
We felt like we were being made as medical refugees of our own state, but also the fact that I still had this pregnancy that I could miscarry.
That is plaintiff Jennifer Adkins. We also heard last week from Idaho physicians confirming the risks.
I believe that Idaho's abortion bans, medical exceptions are unclear and unworkable, and that the abortion bans force physicians to violate their ethical duties.
And that is Idaho OBGYN Dr. Emily Corrigan, and we're expecting to hear the state of Idaho's arguments this week. The trial resumes today before District Judge Jason Scott. Not too much activity weather-wise today, but a big change is in store, as Bill Wojcik at the National Weather Service in Boise tells us.
We call it an atmospheric river. Basically, what that means is a long fetch of moisture out over the Pacific. The winds aloft pick up a lot of that moisture and carry it over the mountains, especially. So most of the precipitation that starts tomorrow will be focused mainly across the north, but we'll start to see some rain in here. Yeah. But amounts right now doesn't look like anything really heavy here. But we are seeing some pretty good potential for some heavy snow, especially in the higher elevations across the north.
Okay, and how long might that last?
So it's going to be kind of a multi-day event. So it's going to, as I mentioned, it kind of starts to come in tonight, and it continues through tomorrow and on into Thursday. Actually, it looks like it's probably going to go into Friday. Then it starts to weaken a bit toward the end of the week.
Well, for our friends in the Wood River Valley, we see a winter storm warning in effect for, midweek?
Yes. So there is a winter storm warning that starts on Wednesday, and that's for, the Sun Valley area, basically the mountains above 8,000 feet.
That's Bill Wojcik at the Weather Service. And while we get a taste of winter this week, the Boise-based National Interagency Fire Center reminds us that this fire season saw nearly 250,000 acres burned. Idaho FireWise continues to offer grants to homeowners to help better protect their homes. That said, it was a bit of a surprise to learn Monday when FireWise spokesperson Stephanie Nelson told Valley County commissioners that even in the shadow of 2 massive fires this season in the West Mountains, not nearly enough homeowners took advantage of wildfire grants. There was this exchange between Nelson and Valley County Commissioner Neil Thompson.
This year's burn, it gets everybody's attention.
You would think that. You'd be surprised how little that goes. I could spend our grant on West Mountain before or after. 2 fires, 2 evacuations.
FireWise grants up to $750 help with landscaping and making homes less vulnerable.
So consequently, you need to start thinking about your choices of living in this environment.
Meanwhile, for decades, the wildland firefighting workforce has been mostly white and male. A new report has recommendations to change that. Murphy Woodhouse reports.
The current federal wildfire workforce is often stretched past its limits with just the demands of fighting fire, to say nothing of prescribed fires and other work that many say is essential. Wildland firefighter Abigail Varney, a fellow at Stanford's Climate and Energy Policy Program, is the lead author of a new report addressing the lack of diversity among federal firefighters. She says making the work more inviting to women and people of color would be a major step forward on the workforce's recruitment and retention issues.
That's just like a huge talent pool, so to speak, that we could be better utilizing.
But it's not just a question of more bodies. A more diverse workforce, she says, brings in new ideas and perspectives as the country tries to move away from a suppression-first mindset. She says it also makes partnerships with local communities, tribal nations, and other groups easier. For the Mountain West News Bureau, I'm Murphy Woodhouse.
And that is today's episode of The Connector. I'm George Prentice. We'll see you back here Wednesday. To stay in touch with the news between now and then, check out BoiseStatePublicRadio.org or download the free Boise State Public Radio app. And for goodness sakes, tell your friends about The Connector. And thanks for listening.
Family, work, school, you've got a lot going on. I'm Aisha Roscoe from NPR. We know you're busy, so we've made staying informed easy. The Boise State Public Radio mobile app is a hassle-free way to keep up with the latest news and stories. Whether you're cooking dinner, folding laundry, or just tackling your daily to-do list, staying in the know has never been so simple. Download the free Boise State Public Radio app today, so even when you're busy, you'll never miss a beat. And join me for Weekend Edition every Sunday morning from 6 to 10 on Boise State Public Radio News.